What's up, upstanders? Dr. O here. And one of the things that I really appreciated about Biden, and again, I'm not going into policy differences and all of that because, of course, you seem to be critical of Biden when he was president, was at least he spoke about dignity and he spoke about the importance of being able to have a job, being able to take care of your family, and so on and so forth, and wanted that to be a sentiment within the American people. And one of the things I need us to have, I want us to be able to do is really have a call for basic dignity again. And I'm primarily thinking about all of these layoffs. I saw a story today where people who worked for USAID had 15 minutes to go in and clear out their desks. There was another story a couple of weeks ago where I think it was the woman who was in charge of the Coast Guard. I forget, but she got fired and had an hour to leave to get out of her home. Not to it's bad, it's bad enough that we're not even doing the basic 2 weeks notice type thing to give people opportunity to make arrangements, but the exact opposite is happening. And when people were walking through USAID, they had to see all of their projects that they were involved in taken off the wall, programs that they were doing relating to vaccines and feeding people, all of the stuff just gone, just completely erased. One woman, I saw her story, she was an intern, and she was like, just didn't know what to do. And so, even if you are a Democrat or a Republican, even if you voted a particular way or have particular values, pro-choice, anti-abortion, like just run down the list. Basic human kindness, basic human dignity being lost is something that every single one of us has the ability to fight for if we give a damn. And we can have conversations about the fact that whether we're talking about the nuclear agency, whether we're talking about the FDA and other places, that some of these people who are being fired are being called back but they can't get access to their emails because they were fired and so on and so forth. And, Musk is saying, well, when we make those mistakes, we'll correct them. You can't correct people you can't find. But can people at least be let go with some form of dignity, with the opportunity to be able to search for another job, with maybe people's neighbors standing up for them and calling for some type of basic respect? This is the downward spiral that America is on due to our basic lack of humanity for each other. And I don't care what your values are, I don't care what you believe in, but your ability to be able to be stand upright or just to be a human being and exist in some types of conditions that are humane without a government just trying to completely destroy your career and erase you. And again, we have the larger implications of national security. We have the larger implications about things relating to Social Security and what's going to happen as it relates to that. We have the larger conversations about what's happening to our food supply as Trump hires one of his son's friends who's a lawyer to run the FDA. Like, we have those concerns. Those are all real, but I'm talking about at a base level. One of the things I talk about the most nowadays when I'm booked to speak is finding common ground in uncommon times. And I know everybody's into the find out videos and all of that other type of stuff, but these things that are happening to people across the board of all backgrounds. So y'all who, people still mad at, MAGA people voting for Trump, it's not just happening to them. We know that these cuts, USAID and so on and so forth, in many instances are probably people who are more likely to be voters for someone other than Trump. Maybe Harris, maybe somebody else. So this is everywhere. And if your industry hasn't experienced it yet, you probably will. We see the folks who resigned up in the New York office, the Southern District's office. Sassoon, she was 8 months pregnant. Now, of course, she chose to resign and leave on her own, but they basically said you got an hour to do this anyway. So what was really going to happen with the email that Emile Bove sent? We have a crisis of dignity and basic respect in this country, and if we have any chance of saving this country, we need to start by returning to the basics of learning how to find common ground. That even if I disagree with you, I respect your ability to be able to leave a job with dignity. I respect your ability to not have your job performance letter or evaluations altered to make them look negative after your 10, 20, 30 years of service. You deserve the right to be able to make arrangements for you, your family, your children, and so on and so forth. Because we can also talk about what's happening in some of these states where Head Start's being canceled, which means more parents got to stay home, even if they are able to have a job. They're not able to work it because they have to take care of their children. Basic dignity. And this is going to backfire in the Trump administration's face much faster than they know, because so many Americans are fed up. But while we're fed up at what they're doing, we still have to make sure that we're taking care of and respecting each other. And I hope that you're part of that charge, regardless of your political affiliation. At some point, you may not realize it, but we are all in this together on many levels. And we got to do that work to be able to get not only through this and survive this, but thrive as we work towards bringing in more people and more leaders who are going to be working to create that type of community that Dr. King called his beloved community. I'm in. I hope you're in too. Are you? Let me know your thoughts. Peace.